Good morning, everybody. It's Marty, the JavaScript party. Right is in the living room. It is Tuesday, the 28th of July. Here we go. Here we go. Only 3 days left in the month, and we are rolling. I think I came up with the last time. Okay, so last time add icons for max view defined. So the last time I did a commit and I did something and it merged and all that, and it did something I normally do not do, and that is I didn't check the unit tests. I didn't check the end-to-end tests, which I do think was a mistake. I think I should have done it, but I'm not sure because I am trying to work on being a little bit more like um, focused around like kind of not necessarily just kind of creating strict guidelines of hey every day I do this at this time blah blah blah, blah but more like making decisions based on kind of trying to do the smart thing at the smart time. It's kind of weird because I think that the method that I use to get things done, that's Pebbles right there. The method I use to get things done worked really, really effectively in like the 1980s and 1990s. I think the world is a bit more chaotic now and it's a little bit weird. Um, Things are sort of like, I don't know, I think 1997, the default way was to kind of build like big, what they would call mono somethings, like gigantic applications. And then we kind of switched into smaller like mini applications that we do, micro front ends, micro back ends, micro services, things like that. And so you can't really come up with one sort of scheme for getting things done anymore. You kind of have to adapt to the environment because the environment is changing so fast. Um, but we added these two, and I should have probably written some, at least at the very least, end-to-end tests um, to deal with it. But I'm kind of like I said, I think I'm trying to become a little bit more responsive to the environment, to just kind of trying to impose my will on things. Um, just thinking out loud. I think if you want to survive, really, period, but in coding for sure, if you want to survive, you really need to be flexible today. Now, there will be a time again. I'm sure the world will change, everything will turn again, and then we'll have to, being disciplined and sticking to a regime and staying with that regime and do it exactly the regime will probably be the right way to go. But today, that is not the way things work. So next, um, it is kind of cool. So I saw that I have a layout toolbar, so that's got to be where this is. But I do want to go through the process. That's like another thing that I think has changed, is that it used to be that you could just sort of, um, I don't know, just kind of glide through life and kind of pick up where you left off. But now the way that things are so heavily architected, you really need to just be able to find your way there, as opposed to remember how to get there. You need to be able to find your way there. So I know it's inside of my space and time and not inside of my Cypress. And then I know it's not inside of my code coverage. I know it's inside of source. What am I looking for? I'm looking for wherever I need to put these new max and max view defined and defined view icons. All right, so it's could be in menu, but it's app menu, so that is for the whole menu. So that's probably not it. So it's probably in layouts and it's probably in update layout. And then, okay, there's one called toolbar. So that's that. And there it is. Now, I didn't really remember it, but I did go through the steps of doing that in hopes that in the future I'll be able to do more. All right, so it looks like we need to add two more icons, and one is for maximize and one is for regular. So let's just see if there is a maximize one. So I probably won't do unit tests and end-to-end tests at the end of this one either, but I want to get it kind of go through that whole process when we do the service. So basically, I want to take this service. Um, is it? Oh, app layout. Okay, yeah, that's a tool. This app layout has its own service, and right now the service is a for root service, and I want to change. I want to change this to the at service, and then I want to say auto whatever auto provide something like that equal to false, and then I want to, let's see, take, I guess, in the viewer, no, not the viewer, maybe the editor. Is the editor the one that uses the viewer? Yeah, I think if we go to the editor, yeah, so we have our setup 3 publish, the editor if calculated. No, this is not. I don't think this is. Oh, the app update layout itself. That's right. Okay, so up here at the app layout, we want to use this service, and it'll be isolated to this set. So to the update layout, like all of these will just share it, and that information won't leave. And this is very, very specific to layout only. So the idea is that when you hit the button, for example, here, when you click that and we zoom in, we're not zooming in for the whole visualization. We're just zooming in for when we're editing, and that's it. So that is how that is. That's what I have in my mind, anyways, right now. So, anyways, I know we want to have 2 more matte icons. Now, this matte icons are a little different than the other matte icons because these my matte icons are going to toggle back and forth, but I probably won't. Um, I don't know if maximize this one. Um, maximize. So this, let's make that a capital M. I don't know if maximize it is actually an icon. So we're just taking a, nope, it doesn't look like it. So this is one of those things where ChatGPT just is superior to any other system in existence right now. Um, what is a good Angular material icon for maximize? I mean, I think this is kind of the sweet spot for large language modules is like trying to connect. Okay, full screen. It's trying to collect language. So it's not quite right. It's not quite full screen, but let's see what we get. Oh yeah, I like that. And then the other one is, how about for, oh, there's another one apparently for open in full. Let's try that. And then close full screen. And see, this is something that always happens. Like I was just like, oh, this is supposed to be maximized, but like something has changed, right? Like they found a word that is even more descriptive, and open and full definitely seems to be more descriptive to me than, yeah, yeah, I think that is, like, it doesn't feel right to me, but it's like, to me it makes so much sense that it seems like um the right approach. Close full. Silly rabbit. I needed to copy this other thing first. It is funny though, because I would say 99%, like 300 and, so 90%, 330 out of 365 days in a year, probably even more. Um, um, start the day off like this, writing code. Um, Regular view. I'm going to say max view. And then almost probably the last thing I do every day is write some other code. And I generally write code in a way that I'm going to enjoy. Like right now, I'm having a great time. Okay, yeah, so that's cool. So we'll switch back and forth between these two based on this, um, based on the whole thing. Now, I think this is a great time to do a commit. It's not working quite right, but I think this is a good time to do a commit because, we have all our max icons. We're probably not even going to put another thought into my max icons until we end these icons, period, really. Well, I guess until we do the end to end and the um, until we do our E to E testing, which then I think I know I do it in here. Yeah, I need to do this. So now that I remember, it's probably a good idea to put these in right now just to save like like it would be really nice if when we do the end-to-end testing, if we don't actually have to write any new code. So like that commit could just be all end-to-end testing. Okay, so close full screen. Close. Update. Full screen. I actually like those words better. It doesn't quite look right, but it will. You know what I mean? Like it's one of those things where like in the future, um, um, let's just change this to full screen view. Like we just changed the word from maximize and minimize to open. And then this is, we'll just add these in. And it's like max, I mean, zoom in, zoom out. On the update, and then the other one's going to be zoom in. I think that's right. And I'm assuming zoom in is like getting closer and zoom out is getting farther away, but maybe, yeah, because you get closer, it looks bigger. Zooming in, zooming out, you get farther. Yeah, right? So, yeah. Anyways, I think that's right. We can fix that if we need to. Oh, we probably should update this too. Um, Span, because we're definitely going to be wanting to actually make sure that it full screen value. I mean, zoom value. So that is now ready for end-to-end testing. So that should do it for today. I guess tomorrow I'll try to commit. Let me see, Control P, README. I've just have really liked this method in my other projects of keeping track of what I need to do next. Um, commit and commit, comma, push, and merge. So that's what's left on this. I think after that, we'll be working on the service, and we're going to refactor this so that it's just a not a singleton service. It's just a regular service, and then we'll make sure that all the communication schemes work properly, and then and which is that's one of the nice things about end-to-end tests is we'll be able to just make sure everything still works, and then we will um, we will um, write unit tests, make sure the unit tests are 100% coverage, and then we'll do the end-to-end testing, and that will be good to go. And then I guess the next step after that will to be to make well during that end-to-end, but during the task for the um, service, like refactoring the service, we'll get this to where these just toggle, and then where this changes this number. And then once that's all done, then we'll go in and try to figure out how to get the actual UI to do what we're telling it to do. So that is that. Happy coding, everybody. Have a wonderful day. Bye.